Today, a very special episode of Popcorn and Root Beer, as we are not going to give you betting odds. Instead, we're going to take you back in time to one of the iconic comedies of the early 2000s. We're talking Wedding Crashers. Me, Trash, Jake. Let's get into it.
Grab your popcorn, dim the lights. It's movie time, we're taking flight. From the silver screen to your earbuds here, we're diving deep, so lend your ear. Action, drama, comedy, gold. Stories fresh and classics old. We'll break it down, scene by scene, from indie gems to Hollywood dreams. Roll the credits, let's begin. Talking movies, where do we fit in? Heroes, villains, twists and turns. The love for cinema always burns. Roll the credits, it's time to see what makes the movies magic for you and me.
Wedding season, kid. Crashing weddings. We are going to have tons and tons of opportunities to meet gorgeous ladies that are so aroused by the thought of marriage that they'll throw their inhibitions to the wind.
And who's going to be there to catch them?
Grab that net and catch that beautiful butterfly.
Welcome, one and all to I may not have ever been as excited for an episode of Popcorn and Root Beer as I am for this one, because we are rewatching Wedding Crashers for this one. We're going to do a deep dive into the movie. We have a whole bunch of fun categories to go through for you guys. My name is Steve. I am the host of this show, and joining me today, they need no introduction, but I am paid to do it, so I will do it anyway. Over on this side, she does know where Carmen Sandiego is, and that is iconic. Trash Sandwiches, who is muted, so I'm going to warn her ahead of time to turn on her microphone and say hello to the good people.
Hello. I also think I'm on the other side of you from where you pointed. If I'm not mistaken.
Steve, you have not pointed the correct direction.
For me, this is right. I'm seeing it as right.
No.
Nope.
You must have your mirror on or off, or whatever the one that I don't have.
Whatever it is.
Hi. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the show, Trash. Nice to see you again. We took a little bit of a more extended hiatus, I think, than normal. But that was because I was interviewing someone who was halfway around the world, and that interview will be coming soon. Will Hutchins, shout out to my boy. On the other side, speaking of my boy, he does not know where Carmen Sandiego is, but he's found Waldo, I'm told, on at least 3 different pages.
It's true.
Jake Parry, what's going on?
Sure, really good at finding Waldo. Carmen, shoot me a text or something. Give me a clue. I'm still working on the same level. I can't get past it.
I'm actually a big Where's Waldo person, if I'm being honest. I have a Where's Waldo book.
You love to see it.
That's some lore that we didn't know, but I'm glad that we have now. So we are going to bring you, again, a different kind of show. We're going to break down the movie Wedding Crashers. We're testing something out here, and if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Let us know what your thoughts on this. If you're a returning viewer, hi, how are you? Don't remove your subscription, please. If this is awful, it'll probably never happen again. So, just kind of bear with us. But if it works out, it may keep happening. And that's my preference here. So we watched Wedding Crashers. I loved this movie. We were kind of trying to find a movie that had some mass appeal to people that a lot of people have seen. Wedding Crashers was the one that came to my mind that I'm it's old enough that we can kind of give it a breakdown without really kind of hurting anyone's feelings. Trash. Jake. General thoughts before we get into this.
This movie's dog shit.
That's a bad
It's not
take.
Good.
That's a bad
Okay.
take. That's objectively bad.
Gauntlet thrown. I think this movie is a classic of an era. And let me preface this by saying how I watched this movie, because I think that's important to share.
Sure.
So you chose a movie that is not available for streaming on any platform for free, and I'm cheap.
Right.
So I remembered that I have it on a hard drive, which was given to me by my friend's mother's friend's son, who lives in England, in the 2000s, with dozens of movies of this era. And there's something about that and the little still grainy quality, whatever, the ratio not quite work. And that felt very fitting as a way to watch this movie. It's a
Yeah.
time capsule of a movie, if you will. I think it's fun. It's definitely like there's some disclaimers. It's fun of an era, you know.
Lot of disclaimers, and we might as well get them out of the way right now. Listen, we're going to talk about some stuff that is super problematic, but it is funny as well. Like, it's a very tightrope to walk. This movie got a 75% Rotten Tomato score and made $288 million at the box office. Needless to say, a smashing success for Wedding Crashers. So to recap it real quick, let's just dive into the plot for a moment, if you will, as we talk about our rewatch here. These two gentlemen down at the bottom of my screen, Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, I think they're portrayed as late 20s, early 30s. I don't know how old they were in the movie.
There's a running bit, and I clocked this immediately.
That they're not that young.
How old are you? Or how old are they? And he says, like, you're not that young. And then she says it to, like, you're not that. Mid-30s at a minimum, I think. I don't
it's like mid-30s, like bachelor, but they're bachelors, right? So they're bachelors, and they crash weddings. They crash weddings because it's very easy to hook up with women at a wedding.
Sorry, also they've been doing it for 12 years, if I recall correctly, and if this note that I wrote down was accurate. Yeah.
Yes, it's been nearly. I believe Vince Vaughn's character has been. I don't know if Owen Wilson's character joined him after, because Vince Vaughn's character learned it from Will Ferrell's character, who might have the heat check moments in this movie. Maybe one of the greatest, like, split set, kind of just in the movie for a cup of coffee and out of all time. This is an all-timer, I would say, for that. So anyway, these two bachelors crash the wedding of the Secretary of something or another.
U.S. Treasury.
U.S. Treasury, the Secretary of the Treasury. The wedding that he's throwing for, like, his daughter, I think. And they crash this wedding. Owen Wilson falls head over heels for Rachel McAdams' character. Vince Vaughn winds up in one of the more disturbing situations maybe of all time in a movie that's, like, not a horror movie, but definitely, like, you could spin this, like, they could remake this as a horror movie, I think, very easily, and have Isla Fisher's character just absolutely go insane, which she does, and it devolves from there and then winds up working out. This is a movie that I think, Trash, you're right, is of a time. It's very of that frat pack, like frat boy, old school Anchorman, Wedding Crashers, super bad. Like, it fit in a very specific time. And could it be made today? I don't think so.
Definitely not.
Yeah, no,
I don't think so.
But it's also in, like, the D tier at best of that era. Like,
absolutely not.
There's every movie you named from that era is way better. I don't even like a couple of them.
Movie. I know I like this movie a lot, and as a matter of fact, I will say this: I showed my boyfriend this movie, who doesn't like Dodgeball, like hated Dodgeball.
50,000 times
doesn't like
better.
Will Ferrell movies at all, so he doesn't like this kind of comedy, right? Like, he doesn't like dumb comedy, like he doesn't like the sophomoric, like, nonsense. He loved it, he dug it, and I will get more into why and who really sold him on this movie. So, needless to say, it sounds like I am the highest on this movie. Jake is like, this is trash. I don't like it. Trash in a negative way, not in trash.
Trash way.
The trash.
No,
way.
I love it. Please.
And trash has thoughts, but it sounds like she's like B tier. I'm like S tier, and Jake's like D tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
So, all right. So we got a nice mixture for all of you out there.
Which one is right?
Which one is right? And try to comment below. Like, comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are on Wedding Crashers. I think it's pretty universally enjoyed. I think the popcorn meter on it is pretty high. But
I know I'm the odd man out with this. I've never liked this movie.
I'm shocked that you don't like this movie. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll be fascinated to find out what it is about it that you don't like. And I'm sure we'll get into it in the categories, which we're about to dive into now. So let's start out. Let's get right into it. And we'll start with something nice to say. Did any scene for you guys age better, like get better with age? Trash, start us out. Better with age. what scene comes to mind?
So it is the Will Ferrell scene. And like specifically, so I had a moment like a year-ish ago. So like the scene with Will Ferrell and like Owen Wilson, John Beckwith. I have IMDb up for cast names because I'm not gonna know him otherwise. Anyway, so Owen Wilson goes to talk to Will Ferrell and like, you know, he's having his like test of faith, if you will. Yeah. So Chaz is actually like, that's a key name there. Anyway, so he goes to see Chaz and like, you know, kind of get reaffirmed, and he's, yeah, fine, I will stay for lunch. Like, wow, he's hooking up with this hot girl. This is before he finds out that the hot girl that he's hooking up with is from funerals. He is crashing funerals these days.
Yeah, he's upgraded.
Which is just like wild. And so
Insane.
the like the meatloaf, that moment where like he's, oh my God. So that moment is already like hysterical. I lived that moment because I work at a shipping store and we like call customers to pay for shipping. Anyway, so I had to like call this guy who lives in like Texas, Arkansas, you know. Anyway, this man had to be 70, 60. Like, he is old. He sounds old.
Right.
And he's like trying to pay for stuff. He's already being creepy, like asking where I live and all kinds of stuff. And then he did like call back multiple times after that and like asked for me. It was weird.
That's gross.
But so like, you know, hey, can I get your card info so I can like you can pay for your shit. And he goes, Ma, where's your credit card?
Oh,
and it
God.
was like, oh my God. I had to mute the phone immediately because I was fucking dying.
That's amazing.
Like,
that's amazing.
Oh man. And like that man, just that moment lives forever in my brain. And like that scene, I lost it. It's too funny.
That like this scene permeated my high school so much. And I went to high school a little after this movie came out. I think this came out in 2005. I went to high school in 2008. So all I know is that there were a bunch of people. Every time you'd be like, someone would be like, I don't even know what you do back there. Like, and that's all you'd hear all the time. Like all the time. And then you'd hear, Ma, the meatloaf. And like, it was just, it hits so hard. Like that scene is so amazing to me because like it's out of left field. Like you have no idea this is coming. Will Ferrell is not advertised at all. And I think he's uncredited in this movie.
Yep.
Really?
Like they kept this like lock and key, like not talking about it. When they wind up at the funeral though, like, and he's just like, girl, he's like, funerals make girls super horny, like super horny. And it's just like, this man is, I can't believe they like, who wrote this? And it's just like, I think it was just one of those things Will Ferrell just started going, right? And probably just, they had an idea and Will Ferrell ran with it and wound up where they went. For me, the one that aged better, got better with age is at the very beginning. First off, I love the opening of this movie when like the couple is arguing. She's like, shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Like, I think that's one of the funniest lines in the movie. But when Vince Vaughn just starts like dogging on the institution of marriage, like he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Marriage as a concept is pretty gross, right? Like I get why people do it and I plan on getting married someday, but the origins of it are iffy. And so I think that has aged better. The rest of this movie, probably not. I would say it hasn't. I think even at the time, you could be like, it's of a time, and we've said that.
Even then, it was pushing the boundary.
This movie was pushing the boundaries really hard, and we'll get into that a little bit more. Jake, for you, what has aged the best?
Nothing. It aged like milk. Like there's
nothing.
Nothing was funnier to me than it was on the first rewatch. Like on the first time I saw the movie, as I've watched it over the years, like nothing was that much funnier. I guess it gave credit where credit's due. It reminded me that it created the term stage 5 clinger. Like I think that is still in lexicon today.
It is. Sure. There's a few things that are still in the lexicon today, I think, from this movie.
So maybe that, but otherwise, I mean, like you said, we're going to get into it. As a whole, the movie did not age well.
All right. Well, that leads us to a pretty easy segue. What aged poorly? And you could say the whole movie, that's fine. But like, if you have some specific gripes, that would be funny.
Yeah, I think the most obvious thing is just that she sexually assaults him by tying him to a bed.
Yeah.
Gloria, Isla Fisher's character, to Vince Vaughn's character. That's not great. That doesn't age well. I don't think it ever would.
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't. Sorry, I should have said this earlier too. I want to rewind just for a second to something that did age really well too. I think Vince Vaughn's little monologue to the priest at the breakfast table should go down in history as one of the best monologues in movie history. It was so well done.
Yeah.
I think it was all improv too.
Well. And he
Yeah.
crushed it, right? And it's that Vince. I think that was the real introduction to Vince Vaughn as Vince Vaughn, like at his peak of powers, right? Where it's that kind of fast talking, like craziness. He's kind of saying nonsense, but it makes sense to him, and he's like very like physical with it. It was so perfect. And that the priest guy is just sitting there like in horror at what this man is saying, and it's getting more unhinged as he's going through, and he's like, and maybe I'm fucking crazy, huh? Maybe Jeremy's a little fucked in the head. Just absolutely amazing. So I thought that aged well. I'm with you.
Yeah.
The whole scene with Jeremy, Vince Vaughn's character, tied to that bed. I think it's worse when Todd gets involved.
Yeah, I was
like
gonna
the brother
say.
like comes out, and all of a sudden he's like in bed with him, and he's in like his underwear, and then like Christopher Walken comes in and like sees Vince Vaughn tied to the bed, doesn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Ignores it entirely. That whole scene, if it was made today, there's a
It's not
boycott
getting
going
made.
on. There's a
Yeah.
boycott going on if that scene makes it into a movie today. Because and not only that scene, her jerking him off under the dinner table
Yep.
was insane. That's an insane.
Yeah.
There's that.
That
they
being said, I do think that scene can still get made today. I think that's like
It could be, but it's like it was shocking at the time.
It's
it would
a
be
lot,
more shocking now.
Oh yeah.
And then everything the grandma said.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. For sure, the grandma. Just like all the kind of crass language of it. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like pussy and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It was
Pussy is derogatory.
it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy, and I know they were going for it, right? And that's kind of what comedies were at this time. They were really edgy. It's kind of interesting, don't you think, that like comedies have. I don't like when people, and I listen to a very specific podcast called The Rewatchables. It's by Bill Simmons, and they're always like, comedy's kind of like a little bit nicer now. It's not like people don't really send it on comedies anymore. I'm like, that's not really it. People didn't get sensitive or anything like that. I think it's just people are like, hey, listen, we're not going to punch down anymore, right? Like that's kind of the rule that's been incorporated. Is like you don't punch down because it's not really being funny. It's only funny because you're not the one being made fun of.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just doing harm to people.
Well,
so
I think like a lot of the stuff that was funny, 20 years ago when this movie was coming out, like you can make a lot of the same jokes just in a actually way funnier way. So you don't have to use slurs to be funny. We figured that out.
Yeah.
We can make different jokes that get the same premise of the joke across, and people who, those slurs are referring to, it's not like we're, out here using, I'm not saying racial slurs. I think we all know which ones I'm talking about. Like you can say a lot of those in a different way, and the people who those slurs are pointed at are even like, that was clever. That was actually a funny way to make that joke. Thank you for that.
There's a lot better ways to go about it. And I think people just got like, I think you had to get a little more clever with your writing. It was harder, sure.
Yeah.
But like, that's just the way the world goes. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's people getting more sensitive. I think it's people just being more in tune to like, hey, wait a minute. The world doesn't just revolve around me. Although I want to say this is a side tangent. I think we're moving backwards in that regard. Cause I was at like a coffee shop today, like trying to get work done. And there was a dude listening to his phone on full blast, like as loud as you possibly could listen to something. Like the loudest a phone has ever been in history.
Oh yeah. No, it's wild. People are losing social skills.
Like if you do that, you listen to your phone out loud in public, like the Judas cradle for you and your Uber driver. Like, no, we're not doing that. So leave that in the past. That's also aging poorly. So
also like talking on your phone on speakerphone. Please
oh
don't
my
do
God,
that.
what the fuck is that about? Why do people do that?
I don't get it.
Or just
Why?
walking on the street, FaceTiming. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. And like in establishments and things, like I'm just trying to go to the grocery store. I don't need to hear all your business.
My rule is essentially if you're not under a roof, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Listen to music, do what you need to do, as long as it's not like you're not walking next to me doing it. If we're in an establishment, put your phone, like put it in your ears, right? Like I don't need to hear it. That's not fair. You don't own the world. Like stop it. Trash, do you have any other what's age the worst kind of things?
Kind of just what's been mentioned. Yeah, the language, the rape stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Her sexual assault. Yeah.
Back to some positives. Blink and you'll miss it gems of this movie. We mentioned Will Ferrell, but I have 3 for you, and I want to hear your thoughts on these. Vince Vaughn, when he's afraid that Christopher Walken's character doesn't like him, and he's like, damn it, why did I go around showing off like that on the dance floor? To me, will always be funny.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Vince Vaughn in this movie is hilarious. The balloon bike. I think we need to show some love to the balloon bike that he makes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that whole scene with that kid like yelling at him and like clowning on him the whole
Very
time.
funny.
And he's like, I'm gonna make you a bicycle. I think like Vince Vaughn kind of eats this movie up. And then when they get to the island and they're in like the stupid clothes, like they're in the super preppy clothes, and like they step out and Vince Vaughn's just like, I don't have to say anything. You know I'm upset, right? To me, it has always been like I say that. I probably quote that 3 times a week. At least to anyone, like it doesn't matter. Usually it's to my boyfriend, and he's like, I don't know he didn't know what I was referencing for the longest time, and I had to show him the movie because we'd be in traffic and I'd be like, I don't have to say anything, you know I'm upset, right? Like, and it would just be like, he's like, I don't know what you want me to do with that line. It's not that funny, but I think it's a gem. Trash, you got any hidden gems that
no, it's pretty good. I really liked the scene where they're like on the dock. Todd is on the dock and he yells, "Death, you are my bitch lover." And then it's like right after the Christopher Walken, the father, is having the conversation with Owen Wilson about like how to be like better with Todd and whatever. And so he's like, "Todd, that's good. Tell that mean ocean." And then Todd just flips him off, and I'm like, that's great.
There are some fun. Todd has some really funny moments in this movie.
Yeah, Todd is pretty funny. I hate that they give him that scene because I just feel like that whole scene ruins the movie.
His
frankly,
character.
like, if you take, honestly, the movie, if you take like that whole scene out, I think the movie instantly is like so much better. You know?
I think the shock value of it kind of helps them. I know it's like it's dicey and it's not great. I think this is all right. I'm gonna. I've already said it's awful, so I'm prefacing it right now that I've said that. The fact that it happens to Vince Vaughn's character kind of makes it really fucking funny in a weird kind of twisted way because he's such an awful. Like he's kind of like he's a fuck boy, right?
Yeah, you wouldn't want it to happen to anybody else,
right? Yeah. And it's like this karmic justice in a weird, sick, twisted way that like. He's played all these people and now he's getting played like really hard and he's out of control. So yes, that scene is really, I think if you look at it too hard, if you look at that scene too long, that is a really rough scene. Yeah. If you just take it as what it is, I think you can survive it, right? Like that's kind of where I'm at with that scene.
Okay.
Agreed.
All his clothes stay on is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
okay, I
already prefaced it with it's awful. I don't want. All right, in the comments, guys. First off, behave. Second, how do you feel about this scene? Because like, is it all right? Keep it in, or like on the re-release, like, hey, just cut it and whatever. We'll kind of.
I just wish they'd done something different that like got the same message, same like vibe across, had the same shock value, if you will, but wasn't quite so. You know. Anyway.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
A crime.
It is a crime. Yes. Yeah. That is a good way to put it.
Just do it in a way that's not criminal, and it would have been funny.
Yeah.
Jake, you have any blink and you miss it gems?
It's when they go hunting.
I was gonna bring that up.
He shoots the shot. Owen Wilson shoots the shotgun and like flies backwards. Vince Vaughn gets shot in the ass.
Yep.
And
Vince
then when Grandma comes out of the house with the shotgun.
Yep.
That was the funniest parts of the movie, period.
Yeah.
That was such a funny moment because he's like, I told you that in confidence. That was a confession. Like,
Yeah.
just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Just incredible.
The grandma comes out. We live in the real world. You can't just go shooting people.
Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing scene. All right. How did this get made moments in the movie? We've talked about the, rapey tie to the bed shit. I have 3 more for you. And they're all in the wedding montage. Actually, I'll just say this. The wedding montage in general, there are moments where they pretend to have purple hearts,
Yeah.
pretend to be Jewish, are giving random speeches at strangers' weddings. There are so many weird moments in that montage that I'm like,
doing the cake smash.
yeah, they're doing the
cutting
cake
thing with the,
but like,
yeah.
they show up with the purple heart, so they don't have to pay for
Mhm.
drinks. And they're like, oh, this is Shlomo, blah, blah, blah. Like at like, a Jewish wedding. And like, they're doing the chair dance, doing the whole thing.
The horror.
The horror. Yes. Thank you. I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, that to me, I was like, that could be a yikes.
It's kind of funny. Like some of it crosses
funny.
a lot. Like the purple heart. Like don't do that. Don't impersonate someone else. The like just bombing a couple's wedding, but it's cringy, but it's pretty fucking funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. The whole movie, I think, is so funny. It just is like, oh my god. And I think it's so funny because there's so many moments where you're like, oh my god. Like even for this time, you're like, how did they do this? How did they get this to happen?
Yeah,
and I think it's a credit to like the actors that like no one was like, I think they got a bunch of people together that were like, we'll do what needs to be done and just went for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my choice for this was just literally the entire movie, but I think you make a good point there. Like, if it's not Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson as the 2 main characters, like this movie doesn't do what it did. I don't particularly think either of them are funny, which I'll talk about later. But like, if it's not them, this movie doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. Which brings us to the MVP of the movie. Who's the MVP? Trash.
Todd.
Todd's the
Also,
MVP.
and I think she walks a fine line between the MVP and the LVP, the next category, but it's Isla Fisher. Because in some
Isla
ways,
Fisher's
she is
amazing in the
absolutely
movie.
like playing that just dead on. She's phenomenal. And then in
Mhm.
other ways, you're like, oh my God, what the fuck? But I'll say, so like, when she says absolutely deadpan and she's like, I'm so glad you were my first time. And like that moment, and I'm watching with my boyfriend, he just goes, what? And I was like, you've seen this movie before, have you not? And he's like, yeah, but it's been a while. And then I just like waited for the rest of the movie and that reveal moment of like when she obviously reveals that she is very much not a virgin.
Yeah, she's like, I thought that's just what guys like to hear.
Yeah, which is also like, what?
I think this movie plays really well, frankly, on like toxic, like bro-y behavior, right? Like, I think it's like, it just is a, like almost a commentary on like that Chad lifestyle, right? And I don't think it's a coincidence that Chaz is a scumbag. And like, I think that's the point of the movie. And I think that's why the whole movie works.
Payback, some good karma. Like, some raining, if you will.
Yeah, I think that this is why the movie works. I think this is why the movie has survived, because it's not like they get to stay the way they were.
Right.
It's actually very much like we were in the wrong. This was fucked up. And now we're going to do what we're going to do. For me, the MVP of the movie is Vince Vaughn. He walks out of this movie the winner. I don't think Vince Vaughn has ever, I think he came out of this at the peak of Vince Vaughn's powers. Like, he walked out of this movie being like, I could get any movie I want made right now. Right? Like, is there a time where you think Vince Vaughn was more popular than immediately after Wedding Crashers?
No, I think this was, and like them as a duo. I'll say I was watching something the other day and an ad came on and they were still in it. And this was like a recently made in 2025 ad. And I'm like, that's wild that duo is still like the celebrity name recognition.
They did another movie like probably a decade ago.
They've done a bunch of movies.
I think it was called. And it was not as good. because it wasn't an R-rated comedy. It was very very geared up. I think Owen Wilson very much gets outshined in this movie by Vince Vaughn. I think Owen Wilson's given the much less to do with his role, right? Like he's kind of like the puppy love interest, and Vince Vaughn gets to be like the chaotic, crazy, funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Rachel McAdams gets a nod as well for at least she's on the ballot for MVP, I think, in this movie, because her acting is the best in terms of having to pull the drama out. Jake, who do you got for MVP of this movie?
It's Isla Fisher for me pretty comfortably.
Yeah, she should also be on the ballot.
I think she was the only one to even win an award from cast.
Really?
I could be wrong on that. Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson might have won something, but she won breakout star. I don't remember what award show it was.
Yeah, this was wicked early in her career,
Yeah,
right? This was one of her first roles ever.
This was when you can even kind of look it up. If you look through the movie online, or they talk about casting her, and she wasn't really known over here. She was kind of only known overseas. And her first, I think her first big role in America was Scooby-Doo.
That's crazy.
The live action Scooby-Doo.
You know who else kind of hit the peak of their powers on this movie? And again, why they probably should get MVP votes is Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
She came off of The Notebook,
Mean Girls.
Or it was Mean Girls, The Notebook, this.
Yeah.
And I think at the time, people must have looked and said, she's going to be the biggest star in Hollywood. And why wasn't she? What happened to Rachel McAdams that she didn't become one?
I think she kind of did in some ways. I think in other ways she kind of
She definitely didn't become the biggest star.
Yeah, but I think she's kind of gotten herself into a certain kind of role that I think works well for her. I don't think...
But she came out and did 3 different movies.
Yeah.
Killed every single one of them.
Well, and I think that's just it. She did all 3 of them. She killed all 3 of them. And then I think she kind of wanted to see what spoke to her as a direction, and that's what she's been doing. Maybe, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say,
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I don't know. Wouldn't you, if you were a director or a production company, a studio, or whatever, wouldn't you have thrown $20 million at her to be please lead our next franchise of something? Why on earth was I looking at Dakota? Why the fuck did I have to witness Dakota Johnson in 50 Shades? Wouldn't you have thrown a gazillion dollars at Rachel McAdams to do 50 Shades instead?
Yeah, but I would have been too good. She's too good for that.
That's what you want. And she's not for nothing. Yeah. And this is me speaking as a gay man. She is fucking smoking hot. She's so pretty.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. She was, according to her Wikipedia page, she was in the Maxim Top 100 hottest people on the planet during the this film cycle.
Yeah.
It was all there for the world to the world was her oyster, and every studio just botched it, I think. And she did. She went and made her own career in the way that she probably wanted it to be. And maybe she was just I don't want to do a gazillion blockbuster movies, and then wound up. But then the problem is, right? She wound up as the vague character, she was there, but not really there in Doctor Strange. So she wound up in the MCU anyway.
Yeah, but I forgot that she was in the MCU, to be honest.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So why even bother?
If you look at her
She'd
film
be a better
credits,
Wonder Woman.
She would have. Anybody would have. That's a different story. But if you go and look at her film credits here, it's after that cycle. So Mean Girls, Notebook, Wedding Crashers. After that, it's very much just kind of in the comedy drama space. There's not, it's comedy drama and then Sherlock Holmes. There's just not, I feel like she just kind of accepted her niche and maybe didn't want to be the person who everybody knows, and just wants to work when she wants to work. If she likes something, she works in it, gets her paycheck, goes and does whatever's next. Because obviously she's still acting to this day. She's clearly been super successful.
She's been on Broadway.
I feel like she should have been this generation's Demi Moore. I feel like that was her career trajectory, and then it went a weird way, and I'm very disappointed because we didn't get enough of Rachel McAdams.
No, we didn't get enough. I will agree with you.
That's
on
where
that.
that's what I'm saying.
More.
I wanted more.
Yeah. I want her to
think-
be happy in her roles, but I also want more.
I think part of it too is like the couple movies that she did right after, for the most part, I would say were like box office bombs comparatively.
Mhm.
So that's part of it too. Like that was the time in Hollywood where like if you were in one movie that didn't sell well, unless you were already super, super established, they were like, damn, maybe they're the problem.
Yeah.
That could be part of it too.
Yeah.
No, I
Because
get
like
that.
Red Eye, The Family Stone, Married Life, like none of those were super commercially successful. And then you get like the Lucky Ones, State of Play, Time Traveler's Wife. Like that was the next like big movie she was in. It was 4 years after Wedding Crashers.
Wait, sorry. So I have an update. I'm on her Wikipedia page. I'm sorry. Okay. So there was some like drama with her. She was supposed to be on the cover of Vanity Fair, discovered that it was actually for the annual Hollywood issue going to be nude. She declined, parted ways with her publicist because she hadn't told her. And then basically she took a break after that. Blah, blah, blah. I wanted to step away. There were a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of voices around me. I wanted to step away so I could hear my own voice again. Truthfully, I never really wanted to be a big movie star. I never even wanted to work outside of Canada or outside of the theater. She turned down roles in The Devil Wears Prada, Casino Royale, Mission Impossible 3, Iron Man, Get Smart, which is probably a good idea.
So if she turned down a role in Iron Man, that means she was supposed to be Pepper Potts, right?
Yeah.
Yep, for
100%.
sure. She was absolutely supposed to be Pepper Potts, is what that
so,
means. And
yeah.
also she was supposed to be what's her face? Andy with the bad fashion sense in Devil Wears Prada.
Oh my
And I would've watched
God.
the fuck out
Either
of
that or
that.
she was supposed to be Emily Blunt's character. One of the two.
Oh, she
Mm.
absolutely could have been Emily
Yeah.
Blunt's character. Either way, I
Yep.
would have loved her in that.
Oh my God. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
got-
sounds like
that's what I'm
she
saying.
just
Like she was like, I
kinda
don't want to
wanted
do
to
that.
I respect it, but I fully agree that we need more. And if you're
That's a
listening to this,
lot
Rachel
of
McAdams,
like
please come. Please do things
Her-
for us. We love you.
her like internal like fortitude is insane because she turned down like mega movie after mega movie after mega movie after mega movie after mega movie. Like that run would have paid her so much money that she would have been like, I never have to do a thing again for the rest of my life. And anyone that's ever encountered me doesn't have to do another thing for the rest of their lives if I don't want them to.
And any of those, let alone all of those, would have
Yeah.
Right.
absolutely taken her career to that next level of mega stardom.
So why is she in Doctor Strange then?
I don't know. She just decided now she wants to be in the MCU.
Like, and see, now I'm at all over again. You know
Rachel
what?
McAdams, come on the podcast. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, Rachel, please.
We'll give you
come
a
down.
chance to share your story.
Comment below if you love Rachel McAdams. We just want to send some love her way and convince her to come on the show.
Mhm.
LVP, least valuable player of the movie. I'm mad, so I want to throw some shade. And I got a lot of it for this guy in particular. Bradley Cooper, LVP of the movie.
Oh,
And
interesting.
it's not his fault. It's the character's fault. It's the worst character in the movie, and I'll get more into that. But you know what? It is kind of his fault. He also plays him in a way that is just, you know what? Maybe I just don't like the writing for the character. I'm just like,
I think it's the
blech.
character.
I was
'Cause
gonna
think
say he was like fringe MVP territory for me.
I have him as the LVP because there was nothing about him that captivated me, and everything just annoyed me when he was on screen.
I mean, we've all seen enough Bradley Cooper movies to know that like he can play that douchebag character.
He's very good at it. He's very good at it. It's
will-
so funny because like he plays a douchebag in this, and he plays a douchebag in The Hangover, and it's like the dichotomy of man kind of deal because like we love him in The Hangover,
Yep.
and we hate him in this, and he's
Yeah.
almost the same person.
He's
I
really
will
good at
say it
playing
took me
douchebags.
more than halfway into the movie to realize it was Bradley Cooper.
I also want to give a little love to his friend during the football game. Who's like, "You ready for the noise, bro?" And he's like, "The what? He's like,
Yeah.
the noise." Like that.
Noise.
Oh, the
like
football
that.
scene is very funny, and the fact
That's
that
so
he just
funny.
full on tackles him
football scene is
twice
so
in a row.
funny.
Like I loved it.
Again, I think it like Vince Vaughn also kills me in that way. He's like, hot route, 7. Like,
Red 7. I don't know what that
Red
means. Will you
7,
stand
Red
on the other
7.
side of me, please?
yeah, he's like, move
Yeah.
over there. It's so funny because it's so relatable because we've all like played backyard football at a point where
Yep.
someone's taking it way more seriously than everybody else. And then of course he gets like sacked. And the guy's just an absolute psychopath. But that to me, he's the LVP of the movie. I also would be willing to give the LVP. Weirdly, Christopher Walken's character gives you next to nothing, which I was shocked at.
Yeah.
Right up at even at the end, like there's a moment where it felt like there was going to be a much more heartwarming speech he was going to give his daughter when she's like very obviously like, I don't want to marry this guy. And it kind of just falls flat. And I'm like, this felt like Walken was like, I'll do it, but it's for the paycheck.
Yeah, he's not really doing he doesn't really give it in this movie, and like that is kind of a shame because he could have done a lot with this
He
role.
could have done a lot with this role, and I don't think he really gave much at all.
Agreed.
So it's for me, it's one of those two. You guys got someone different?
No.
I didn't name a person. I just went with the general tonal inconsistencies of the movie. It jumped
we're gonna get into that more.
It jumped too much back and forth between being like, ha, dick jokes, ha ha, stuff that jokes that wouldn't work in 2025. And it's like, no, this is a love story. It's supposed to be sweet. It's about figuring out who you are as a person. Ha, more dick jokes. Like just the way it jumps back and forth between that so consistently. It was hard for me to like even get into a point where I'm like, okay, I get the humor here. Because it's like, as soon as I'm like starting to appreciate some of the humor, it's immediately like, oh, now I'm sad. Thanks. Appreciate it. And
Yeah.
You can
I
do
agree.
that in a movie. You can make a super funny movie, a romantic ending or whatever you want with it. That was not the way to do that. And I think that just general flow of the movie was kind of the least valuable for me.
Yeah. Trash, who you got as the LVP? Who was your list?
I mean, I think you're not wrong about Christopher Walken. I don't know. I think it's kind of just like the dated factors that do kind of make it like, it's kind of when the dick joke stuff goes a little too far that I feel like is like, that's my LVP. But yeah.
All right. I'll take that. I can agree with both of those. Hot take, Hall of Fame. Love that title. Spicy opinion about the film that needs defending. Jake, what do you got?
I think it's pretty clear. I don't think this movie's
made.
Yeah, I don't think this movie's actually funny, and I don't think the actors are actually funny either. Like, if you really think about Vince, like the humor of Vince Vaughn is kind of that he's not funny. Like his character is kind of always the punching bag. His character, like, if your thing, like you were talking about with him earlier, is kind of that fast talking monologue, like, are you really that funny? Probably not. Your character, you just kind of word vomit, and because we kind of hate your character at that point in the movie, it works. Or you're in a situation that is actually like could be funny, and you kind of like have to bring it back to earth before it goes too far type thing. Like, I think when we get to a later segment, I went full humor with it. I went like actually funny people. I don't think Owen Wilson's actually funny. Like truthfully, the first role I actually think he's funny in is Stick, which I talked about as something, when we were doing like, what are you watching on a previous episode? He's on that new show where he's a former professional golfer. Like, he's actually kind of funny in that. But I think
he's hilarious in Night at the Museum.
He is hilarious. I just watched the first two again, just rewatched them, and that should be something we watch again on one of these episodes. Oh, by the way, comment below any movie you think we should rewatch and do this little game with, because we would love to do that for you. Yeah, I think Owen Wilson's hilarious. Also, Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights. I think he's hilarious in those too.
I don't think that they, like, truthfully, I don't think any of the comedic actors in the movie could carry a movie by themselves without other comedic actors.
I feel like Vince Vaughn is very, like, I don't know. He's one of my favorites in terms of comedy. Like, I thought Dodgeball was very funny. I thought he played the straight man in Dodgeball, but then like Couples Retreat, he was funny in. I liked him a lot in that. I like him a lot in this. I liked him in Old School.
I think both of them do well in like a duo and ensemble comedy. Yeah. I don't know that either of them are necessarily like a comedy role where they're the only comedians and no one else is.
You could never see
this movie kind of leans like that, but at the same time, like, I think
wasn't Vince Vaughn really good in Swingers too? I thought he was really good in that as well.
I haven't watched that in so long.
It's
Yeah, I
been
can't
but
remember.
like
'Cause
you'll
said that,
never,
I can't tell you the difference between that and Couples Retreat.
yeah, you could
it's
never
from the
see
90s. It was forever ago.
Owen Wilson or Vince Vaughn having ever had like that Adam Sandler trajectory where they could truly just be the main and they just hire their friends every time and it's a blockbuster every single time. Like I get that's a high bar to compare them to, but Adam Sandler did buddy comedies forever, and there's a reason he's the famous one, the guy who's arguably the
think
most
Vince Vaughn
famous
is
person ever.
funnier. I think Vince Vaughn is funnier than Adam Sandler. I don't find Adam Sandler movie. I usually don't like Adam Sandler movies.
I normally do like Vince Vaughn movies, but again, I don't. His character is never supposed to be the funniest one. He's the change of pace comedian, like. And I just
Yeah.
All right, Trash. What's your hot take? We got to marinate on Jake's a bit.
I mean, I've kind of already talked about my hot take, which is that scene just didn't need to be included. I think you could have done that better, but I won't beat a dead horse.
Okay. All right. I'll do one. Sack should have been eliminated from the movie entirely. That character should have been cut. The whole storyline with him could have been cut because you didn't need him. And this movie was 20 minutes too long.
yeah, but then
So
what
then
storyline do
it
you
was
really
20
get out of
minutes
Owen
too long.
Wilson?
All right. So the storyline
What's
about
the
Owen
conflict
Wilson
with the girl? Yeah.
is that he lied. And that's the conflict with her anyway. And nothing
Yeah,
changes.
they don't make that enough of like a thing.
Yeah. Like,
But then
if
if that
all you
is
had to do was change it to he was chasing her, started to fall for her when he thought she'd hook up with him right away. She doesn't. And he chases her, falls in love with her, and then right when she's like ready to fall in love with him, the Secretary of the Treasury, who has all these connections, finds out you're a liar. I know who you are, exposes him, and you get the same whole thing. But this whole they play out his sad boy don't kill myself books 15 minutes too. This movie's about 20 minutes too long.
Yeah, it's definitely too long.
It shouldn't be 2 hours.
So I think you could eliminate Sack entirely. He's not a character that you want to watch on screen. He's not fun. He's not funny.
But it's fun to watch him lose.
Yeah, but I didn't need it. You didn't want you could watch him lose, but you really wanted Owen Wilson to win at the end, right? Like that's kind of what you were hoping for. I don't need someone to lose. Like I get why,
Fair.
but it was
it.
just too much of him.
They could've
Every time he
rewrote
was on
the
screen, it was a
story.
lot, and he was always such a douchebag.
Mhm.
And he was so outwardly nasty to Rachel McAdams' character,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
it was just kind of gross. I didn't like it.
Mhm.
Cut him from the movie entirely. Legacy test. Is this movie necessary to the comedy landscape?
Could go the rest of my life without watching it again.
I'm going to say it is absolutely necessary to the legacy test.
Necessary is pushing it, but it is kind of like one of the most iconic ones of an era.
All right. Before we get into the recasting, I told Jake before the show, I didn't tell you. I came up with a few rapid fire questions for you two that I want you to answer off the cuff. Just whatever your heart says, say it. Okay?
Okay.
Was there anyone you were watching in this movie that you said they are acting in an entirely different movie?
Christopher Walken.
That's a good one. Christopher Walken was in an entirely different movie.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go with Walken on that one. That's a unanimous. Is this movie for the girlies, the gays, or the straights?
The straights, and not the good kind of straights.
Yeah, it's definitely the straights.
For the straights. This movie belongs to the straights.
It's like the epitome of a straight white man movie.
It is such a straight white man movie. I don't know why I like it so much. Comfort movie or chaos movie?
Chaos.
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 It does not soothe me watching it. I am stressed for them.
Does this movie get a sequel, a series, or a remake?
No.
You could potentially do a sequel, but I wouldn't.
You gotta
it's like
pick
a
one.
cash cow sequel.
I'd go with a sequel.
If I had to
one.
pick one of those, doing like one of those Netflix 5-episode remakes, kind of do that combo thing.
Sure. Okay. All right. I'll let you get with that. Whose acting was the most going for it? Who full sent it?
Isla
Overacted
Fisher.
a little
Isla
bit.
Fisher,
Isla
yeah.
Fisher, not even
Isla-
close. No
Isla
one
Fisher's
compares.
I think Bradley Cooper could. I think he was sending that cat. And oh my god, who's the mom?
Oh, I have it in front of
Jane
me.
Seymour.
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour. She sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sent it for sure in this movie. Is this movie better to watch drunk, high, or sleep deprived?
Probably high.
I'll say I watched it high and I fell asleep.
Okay, I'm gonna go with sleep deprived. I think that's the ideal way to watch this movie. Is this a first date movie?
Hell no.
Mm-mm. It's like a litmus test in some ways, but it's not like a nice, cute,
Okay.
romantic first date movie.
All right, let's get to the recasting. Let's recast some roles then, shall we?
Okay, I'll give a hot take then.
Go for it. You've queued it up.
You could recast everyone except for Vince Vaughn and Rachel McAdams and Isla Fisher
Yeah,
and
I
have
Yeah.
think that's fair.
an equally
All right.
as good, if not better, movie.
But who are we recasting? So if you had to recast off the top of your head,
Oof.
I
I mean,
forgot Trash wasn't on take 2 with us, Jake, so she didn't know that we
Yeah.
actually are like, I'm casting this person as this person.
no, I mean, I figured you'd do this, but you also know that I'm so bad at these kinds of things. Because I'm also like, do you go with somebody that's kind of like actually, you know what? I think Ben Stiller would be better than Owen Wilson. I'll put that
100%.
out there.
I love Ben Stiller. God, is he good in everything he's in?
He
never
is, and
bad.
they play off each other well.
Yeah, I think he's always kind of played well. I mean, he did in Dodgeball, right? I mean, him and Vince Vaughn had probably why it was like an Owen Wilson instead of Ben Stiller situation.
Mhm.
I also think Ben Stiller was probably doing Meet the Fockers at this point. So
Yeah, better movie. Yeah.
I disagree. See, I don't like Meet the Fockers that much. Like, I
No,
like
I
it
do.
fine. I like Meet the Parents. I like Meet the Fockers, but
It has the iconic, like, I have nipples.
Nipples,
can you
Greg.
milk
Can you
me?
milk me?
That I think about it too often.
it is a very good one. All right, I love Ben Stiller and the Owen Wilson role. Jake, who you recasting and who you casting him with?
Yeah, so I just did kind of the 4 main characters. So as
Yep.
much as I loved Isla Fisher, as much as I loved Rachel McAdams, Vince Vaughn did a great job. So I went with 4. Like I said earlier, I went full comedy. So I basically just recast comedians. So these are all comedians. One you could call an actor, maybe 2. So for Owen Wilson's character, I went with Donald Glover.
Okay. All right.
Just kind of that deadpan kind of
Yep.
like type of thing.
Sure.
Vince Vaughn, I went Pete Davidson.
All right.
That was the
right.
biggest stretch for me.
He
was
see
the
that
hardest
one
to recast.
actually.
I don't
I
find
can
Pete
really
Davidson
see that.
terribly funny, so I'll let you roll with that.
Rachel McAdams' character, I went with Nikki Glazer. That was more of a look thing for me, kind of like a
Is
little bit.
Nikki Glazer like? Does she have that softness to her enough to like really pull off what Rachel McAdams was pulling off here?
Yeah, Nikki Glazer can act when she wants to act.
What has she been in? I've never seen her in anything.
She was in. Hold on.
I feel like Nikki Glazer just has like a bit more of like a, like a sharpness to her, where you're kind of expecting her to hit you with something
Yeah.
witty. Where
She
I
definitely does.
think Rachel McAdams in this movie looks so innocent
Yeah.
and like pure and kind.
Who's your
Right,
Isla
like-
Fisher?
I went with Taylor Tomlinson.
I like Taylor
See,
Swift.
I think it's very interesting that you chose to recast like comedians in this. Like,
Well,
I get that it's a comedy movie, but I think I don't know.
My biggest thing is that I didn't think the movie was actually funny. So my thought process was like, let's pick people that could actually make it funny.
That's fair.
If
you
I
didn't
was-
think it was funny, you want to up the humor. That's
Yeah.
I think Rachel Sennett would be really good as
Mhm.
Isla Fisher's role.
I also thought low key thought about Aquafina.
I don't. Oh my god, I can't with Aquafina sometimes. Like every now and then she's fine, but sometimes she drives me up a fucking wall, dude. Like it drives me crazy.
I get it. Yeah, this would have been. I honestly, if we wanted to recast this, is like if I just wanted to go with like people who I know can act, I could do that probably off the dome too. But my biggest thing was just like it's not funny. Let's try and make it funny.
Okay, all right, I can get behind that. If we had to recast Christopher Walken's character, because we all agree he phoned it in, who's playing the dad?
Liam Neeson, hot take, would have been funny.
That would have been really funny because he's the Secretary of Treasury and he's Irish. That would have been really funny.
I kind of just wanted Christopher Walken to actually be Christopher Walken
That
and like
too.
show the fuck up, because I think he would be great in this.
I don't know if they just didn't give him much to do in this movie because he kind of just sits around and glowers at everyone quite a bit.
Well, I think also with them like encouraging so much improv and the script not having that much substance as a result of them wanting them to improv. I don't know if Christopher Walken's like an improv like that.
Right.
So I think he probably was just like, I'll read the script, I guess.
Is that how they did it? Like the script was kind of bare bones?
I think the script was there, but like most of these movies, like I'm sure there was like, all right, read it as it's written. All right, now put your own spin on it. Now let's see what works. But I would assume that was probably more between Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn because they're like kind of in that, snappy, blah, blah. All right, recasting Christopher Walken. That is tough. I would love to see Christopher Walken just play play it the way he knows how to. Trying to think of older actors that would really kind of take this role on.
Martin Short.
I don't know. Like maybe Hanks like today. If I was doing it today, Hanks would be pretty good.
Yeah.
They need to have like that, like you believe they're the Secretary of Treasury Secretary, like
De Niro.
De Niro would be good coming right off of Meet the Parents. This would be a funny movie for him to do. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at for that one. I'm not touching Owen Wilson, not touching Vince Vaughn. I think they were perfect as was. Same with Isla Fisher and Rachel McAdams. I just don't think I could cast this better.
Recasting Sack then, because you hated Bradley Cooper's Sack. So make Sack a tolerable character.
Make Sack a tolerable. You'd have to rewrite him. It just would be so hard. But like Bradley Cooper played it so high, and like I don't know, he looks kind of annoying in the movie. It just looks like someone who would piss me off. So
maybe he always kind of looks annoying. Is that a hot take?
No, that's fair. He looks really hot in the. He's really hot in The Hangover though. When he had the longer hair a bit and like had the curls going on, he was stunning.
When he was like The Hangover, the Burnt, and Limitless, like that era, Bradley Cooper, he was right. Hot.
Yeah,
like he's always attractive. I'm just saying, there's always something about his attractiveness that like kind of makes me a little like oof.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Give
me Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Sack instead. He's a little more likable.
Much for me. Is that?
That's what I'm saying. He's a little bit more tame, I think, and I think he would play the character with a little bit more like shame.
Yeah. I don't know that you want him to play it with shame though.
I would love to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Todd too. I think that'd be funny as fuck.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt could do Todd, but I don't see him just like going and sacking Vince Vaughn.
Do we think Todd got everything out of the role that was given to him, or do we think he kind of left some meat on the bone?
He could have done more.
I think he could have.
I don't know if he could have done that much more.
I think it was some really funny, like where he's like, "Will that make you love me, Dad?" Like I think that scene, and like every time he like snaps at his dad, it's just really funny.
I think you could have taken 20 minutes of the film and given it to Todd.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to see more out of that. Doesn't he end up in a weird three-way with Chaz at the end of the movie?
It's implied, I think.
Yeah, like he ends up like Will Ferrell's character just like gives him like a look at like the wedding.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's the four of them because Will Ferrell's got two girls, and Will Ferrell kind of looks at him, and he's like,
yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's just very strange. Yeah. Like I don't know why they felt the need to do that, but whatever. Yeah, that would be my recasting. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Todd. Comment below if you have any recasting ideas because this could. That's a hot take, Jake, to recast all four of the main characters. That's
I just wanted to do it. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I am prefacing this by saying 3 of those 4 characters are 3 of the 4 best acted roles in the movie, bar none.
Yeah, they are very good. I mean,
I'm just doing it like we did over on Take 2, where we just pick the top ones and we do it.
I like it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I think they all made sense. I'm disappointed Rachel Sennett didn't make your list though. I think she'd be a great Isla Fisher role.
That's true. I'll give you that one.
I like Rachel Sennett. I think she's very funny. Bottoms was hilarious. Oh, that should be one we watch too.
I still haven't seen it.
That would be a great reason to watch it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh
don't
my
think I've seen that
God.
either, actually. Oh, I think about it.
Really? With Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, no.
Well, people tell
no.
us
I've
what
seen
we
it.
should watch.
Yes, I've seen
Like
it.
Nicholas Galitzine is incredible in it. Just an absolute riot of a movie. It's insane. Very subverting of genres and stuff. It's super funny. But comment below if you think we should do more of this, or we'll just look at the view count and see like the like to view ratio. And if we do well on this, then we're gonna keep doing it. Or if we just
Just a
had
thumbs
fun
up.
doing this, yeah. Well, we'll still bring you betting stuff and all that good stuff, but keep an eye out for this because this is a movie program. That being said, we've reached the sad part of the show. Goodbye, Wedding Crashers. The sad part where we have to say goodbye to the people. We've enjoyed having you here. We hope you've enjoyed having us in your homes, on your screens, on your tablets, on your phones, on your laptop, whether you're listening to us in the bathroom, in your bedroom, in your car, at the doctor's office, way too loud at a coffee shop. If you're listening to us at a coffee shop and we're not in your headphones, turn us the fuck off. Come back later.
But close
Thank
your
you
YouTube
all.
app all the way out so we get the second view.
That too.
Yeah.
But thank you all. If you're new here and you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. If you're new here and you didn't enjoy this, like and subscribe anyway, because it's just nice to do.
And comment to tell us what we can do better.
Always.
Maybe we'll listen.
Tell me I'm an idiot for hating this movie.
Yeah,
do
put
that
it in a
after we
tier,
go.
recast
You're gonna
it.
see like this anonymous
opinion.
comment. It's just gonna be the nastiest thing you've ever read. It's gonna be me.
Steve on a burner.
Yeah, I'm me on my burner account. I'm just like, let's get him. For myself, Trash Sandwiches, Jake Parry. This was Popcorn and Root Beer at the In Between Media channel. Thank you guys. Take care and be